Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We're going to get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the Drive Thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It is our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, we got David Racy with us, Brian Biller, Rod Zawacki, and Jay Briggs. And here's how the lineup for this evening. We got Biller, Racy, Briggs, Zawacki, and then I will close this one out. Yes, it was Rod Zawacki bleeding over into Jay's screenshot over there. We'll look at this one underway here to get the show underway. It's all baseball here for today. Although there are some lines out there. NBA Summer League will be starting tonight from California and Sacramento, I believe, are the locations. As interesting to see some of these rookies play here. It's always good to get a peek in. But again, baseball is on the docket here for us here on the show. So let's go ahead and let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Brian Bittler. You'll catch him over at Pick Dodge Premium, doing great in baseball this season. We'll bring him in right now to get the week started here on Independence Weekend for the week here. Brian, what's happening?
I'll tell you the only thing better than square dancing on Friday. That's starting my week off Monday on the drive-thru with all my good friends here. Definitely a loaded lineup of cappers. Even though it might be small, there's a lot of quality here on Monday.
Quality here on Monday, that's right. I think we had 7 games on the board here. We are going to start a rain delay here with this Nationals and Reds game. It is not started yet, and we're expecting it to begin here during a rain delay. And we don't have a time yet. It was 3 p.m. Eastern, sorry, we don't have a time yet. We'll see. It should be starting here momentarily. It looks that way. All right, let's get this one underway here today with the Yankees and Orioles here. We see the Orioles favored here on the road, -108, total 8.5.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to ride with one of my favorite teams in baseball tonight, and that's the Baltimore Orioles. Actually, a slight favorite here at the Yankees, which is kind of a rare occurrence. You don't see that many times over the years. Tyler Wells is going for the Baltimore Orioles, and he's been absolutely fantastic. Over 92 and a third innings pitched, 3.21 ERA and a whip of 0.88. Domingo Germán tossed a perfect game last time out for the Yankees. And I like to look at fading pitchers off of no-hitters, but he did only throw 99 pitches, which isn't, a whole lot of really isn't a huge workload. Orioles are just a flat-out better team, I believe, tonight. They're 23-15 straight up on the road. 37-18 last 55 in game 1 of a series, and the Yankees 3-7 last 10 game 1 of a series. So for me, Baltimore Orioles tonight on the money line.
All right, Brian says go Baltimore money line here against the Yankees. Yeah, hard to argue that one. Perfect game for Germán. It was against Oakland, right? Prior to that, he was just absolutely pounded. No doubt about that. It was absolutely pounded. In those 2 prior games, 17 runs, 15 earned, and 5 1/3 innings in his 2 prior starts there. And also, too, if they're seeing a little tidbit here on this Orioles team, when they're favored on the road of -110 or higher, 14-1.
That's absolutely tremendous numbers there, and hopefully they can keep that trend up. Normally, when I see a trend like that, sometimes I go the other way, but another good play today might be on the over here. With this hot weather, we've seen a lot of overs in the 2 early games, and what surprised me with the Orioles and Yankees, even though Germán off that no-hitter and Wells with great numbers, that we might see the opposite here and see a lot of runs being scored.
Yeah, a lot of runs being scored. We saw that yesterday when a team unlikely you think would score was Detroit and Colorado going over, but when you saw 86 degrees in Colorado, your antenna's got to flare up, especially in Colorado. Yeah. That thin air plus that hot weather, you see lots of runs scored. And over may be the case here as we're seeing a lot of hot weather throughout the country here. But today, Brian, here is Orioles -108, -110 here against the Yankees. This one to have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, Brian, as we said, doing great work here in Major League Baseball, 975 units profited, based on 100-unit wager right now over on the site. Showing great profit last 7 days, last 30 days, yesterday on all sports combined. We do have about 7 games on the board because we are going to start this Washington game. Actually, we're going to have 8 games because we are going to start this Washington and Cincinnati game in a rain delay, weather delay. We'll start in a weather delay, so that gives us 8 games here on the board. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
I'll tell you what, my best bet, I only have 1 play today. It's going to be after 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so plenty of time to get in on it. Perfect weekend, 6-0, so I'm hoping to carry that momentum into Monday. My one play is my titanium play, and that's 184, 137, and 1 over the last 322 $15 plays. That's a 57% hit rate. So make sure you head on over to pickdogs.com, pick up that best bet. Definitely been rock solid, like I said, over the last 322. So make sure you check it out. Now is not a bad time to get in on long terms. And we have Christmas in July just around the corner. So lots of things to look forward to at pickdogs.com.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brian Bittler over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here have been hot in baseball, so get on board with that titanium wager from Brian, that $15 premium. So get on board there. Remember, the one-day passes are credit guarantee, meaning the most turn of profit or the amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Of course, long-term passes, even better value there. I know popular on a Monday is that 7-day pass. Get all of Brian's plays here for 7 days. Pick is a promo code, save that 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having you here on the show. Of course, looking, I know you're out there out on the East Coast. Is it hot out there?
Oh, it's hot. It's about 100 degrees. Well, I shouldn't say. With the heat index, is about at 100. It's about 91, 92 or so. Definitely plenty hot enough to fry an egg on the sidewalk. But, on Friday, I'll be back in Reading, Pennsylvania. It's probably still hot there. But, yeah, my vacation will be over, and I'll still be ready for square dancing on Friday night.
That's right, indeed. All right, Brian, have a great week. We'll catch up with you at the end of the week.
All right, Tony, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you at the end of the week.
You got it. Brian Bittler here on the Drive-Thru. Catch him here on Friday. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive-Thru. David Racy up next. Having a good profitable baseball season this year. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also contributes to the sites in written form. So we'll bring in David in right now. I think he's ready to roll here. Ready to go here with David Racy. David, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How are you doing today?
Doing awesome. All right, here we go. Major League Baseball tonight features the Royals and the Twins going head-to-head in divisional action. Twins favorite here big, about 219, total 8.5.
Yeah, I'm looking at the total in this one, and we have two lower scoring teams, but I actually like the over 8.5 in this one. The Twins, they're coming off of a 9-game road trip. They did not hit the ball very well on that road trip, but they returned home for this one. And in their last homestand, they did average 4 runs per game. And they're facing Austin Cox for the Royals today, who is normally a bullpen guy. He's only going to last a few innings, and he allowed 4 earned runs to Cleveland in his last start over, I believe, 3.2 innings of work. And that KC bullpen is not good, and they're going to be leaned on quite a bit in this game. They're bottom 5 in team ERA and WHIP as far as bullpens go. And I just think Minnesota's going to get the bats going here today and get going offensively. Then when you look at Kansas City, they're actually coming off of a great series win against the Dodgers. Who saw that coming? They took 2 out of 3 from Los Angeles. They scored 18 runs themselves in those 3 games. And total for both teams in the 3 games was 32 runs in the series. So I think that high scoring continues here. Kansas City, they're facing Joe Ryan. He's allowed 6 earned runs in 2 of his last 3 starts, which came against Atlanta, which is to be expected with that offense. But the other one was to Detroit. The Tigers got to Ryan. And as we've seen, he can be inconsistent this year, and I don't think we can trust him here. So I like the over 8.5.
All right, David says go over 8.5 here in this one between the Royals and the Twins. 8.5, 9. I think. Let me see. Let me take a look here at the numbers here. It looks like 8.5, maybe. Let's see here where we're at here. With
yeah, it's bounced around between 9 and 8.5.
Yeah, it is bouncing around between those numbers here. Let's see where we're at here in this Royals game. We are looking at 9s in most places right now in this game. 9s and not too many 8.5s, but mostly 9s. But, looking at this one here, as far as this is the sharpest book in the world here with the 8.5, but a lot of the books here are at 9. But I'm with you. This over a couple of things here. Note with the weather here, and this is what we talked about this with Brian. 92. This is Minnesota. 92 degrees is the temperature, and we're looking at wind 10 miles per hour going out here.
Yeah, that's going to play a factor. I just hope the storms hold off. It is supposed to be a stormy night over there, so hopefully storms can hang on till the end of the game. But yeah, the wind blowing out, and really Kansas City, they're number-wise, I think they're 28th or 29th in runs scored this year, but they're inconsistent. They have the ability to score runs. It's just, can they string it together? And like I said, Joe Ryan has been he's had some issues, and I point to that Detroit game just 3 starts ago. Allowing 6 earned runs to that Detroit offense is not a great sign. And I just think the high scoring continues here.
There we go here with David here. Royals, Twins, over total 8.5, 9. Shop, get the best numbers as always. This one will have a start time here, 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, David, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. 8 games on the board. Cincinnati, Philadelphia in a weather delay. Should have been started this hour right now, but that gives us 8 games on the board for Major League Baseball, showing profit here in Major League Baseball for this year. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, I have my MLB 3-pack tonight for $39. Included in that is a MLB late night winner, which you can purchase separate than that. But if you're going to get that one, you might as well just jump on the 3-pack. Join me for the day, and then join me long term, because that's where the value is. Join me for a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, or pair me up with one of the other cappers. You're going to get a lot more bang for your buck doing it that way versus just the daily packages.
That's right, guys. Got to work with David Racy over at Pick Dodge Prim, showing great results here in Major League Baseball. Of course, he does have his 3-pack up there, late winner as well. But again, the long-term passes serve you out. You want to try them out. That 7-day pass is great. Get all of David's premium plays for 7 days. All his baseball. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, making it even a greater value there. All right, David, as always, great having the show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, thanks, Tony. Have a good one.
You too. David Racy here on the drive through. Let's continue on our show tonight. Let's go ahead and welcome in Jay Briggs. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's see. We'll bring him in right now in just a second. I don't think he attended that Rangers game today. That was a wild one today. If you happen to catch it, boy, Houston with the Texas with the you hate it when you do that, right? You come from that big deficit and then you lose it. Once you tie it up, let's bring him in right now, ready to roll here with Jay Briggs. I think we're about set to go with Jay. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, man, what's happening, man? What a devastating way for our Rangers to lose that one. I told you on Friday, I think, coming in, this is a very important series, and the Astros are showing why they're the defending champs, why baseball has ran through Houston. And, for a while in this one, they were up big, looked like they gave it up, fought back, got the dub. So still a tough series. It's going to be a tough race in that AL West all the way through. And we just got to see how it plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how that rolls here with the big series there. No doubt the Astros having to make up ground. Remember, less games in the division now with this expanded interleague play. So we'll see how these races shape up tonight. Here's one of those interleague contests, right? Mariners at the Giants, 2 West Coast teams on the coast, meeting in San Francisco. The Giants favorite here, minus 131. The total sits here at seven runs here, and we've got this one with a 9:45 start, moved down from 10:15, maybe because of fireworks. But anyway, because the Giants will be playing a day game tomorrow, so note the time change there. How do you see this one?
Yes, sir. It should be a very good game, and I think the total is set low for good reason. I'm going to go under the total in this one. We got Logan Webb and Brian Wu on the mound. Logan Webb, he's been, he's had a very solid season. He didn't look very good in his last outing against the Toronto Blue Jays. They did end up losing that game, but they have won the 4 previous. He goes pretty deep in the game, 7 innings usually. I think we see him have a very solid outing today against this Mariners team. And on the other side, they got Brian Wu out there, man. Brian Wu has been pitching extremely well for his standards. 5 innings in his last one, only gave up two runs. Pitched really well against the Yankees, Chicago, and LA. I think we see another solid outing from him today as well. The Giants really struggling hitting the baseball right now. They were extremely hot, for that moment in June, but since they kind of cooled off, and it's been their offense, I worry about their offense in this one. And I think overall this is going to be a low-scoring game tonight, and I think the under is a good play.
All right, Jay says under 7.5 here. Mariners and Giants about low 60s here in San Francisco. Not extremely warm out there, although sometimes these games hit the 50s. But we're in July, so we'll see how that factors into it because we are starting to see some of the higher scoring runs. But then again, as you said, Wu has been pitching well. As his his FIP, which is pretty much advanced numbers to calculate ERA, is pretty good. And of course, you got to like the fact that he's striking about a third of the batters he's facing. We have two strikeout pitchers up there. You always like that when you're looking at unders.
Yes, sir. I think, like I said, and especially with the way the Giants kind of been struggling hitting the baseball right now, I think Wu gets his strikeouts, and I expect Webb to kind of have a bounce back outing off of his last one. He's been solid out here.
All right, there we go. Here, Jay here. Mariners Giants under total of 7.5. Make note of the start time. This has been shifted back from 10:15. I'm seeing some line services still showing 10:15. This game is now 9:45 Eastern time. I can only imagine it's just because probably fireworks. There's certain some of these cities have curfews. I know that for a fact because I went to a Dodger game that before this extra inning rule that went well beyond 11 p.m. Pacific time. No fireworks. I was disappointed, Jay.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
Yep. But I wish they had that extra inning rule back then. But that happens. All right, 9:45 Eastern time. So make sure that time change tonight. All right, Jay. Let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we got 8 on the board from Major Base. There's still no weather delay. There's some sort of delay in this Philly-Cincy game, and so that gives us 8 games on the board. 630 units of profit for Jay in Major League Baseball. All document over at Pick Dogs. Pim, what do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be honest. Off of a rough weekend. I had a rough weekend, but I have 2 plays for sale today, and I think we bounced back in a big way. I have my $19 MLB play of the day. I've hit 10 of 15 on that play, so trying to keep that rolling. And then I also have a plus money dog, an underdog that I think wins the game outright tonight. So 2 plays up there for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Hop on some long term as we continue to try to stack units over the summer in baseball.
That's right, guys. Again, aboard here with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here from Jay here in Major League Baseball for the year. Remember that plays that have been hitting for Jay has been that $19 premium play. That's up on the board right now, as well as a big money dog up there for you as well. But again, instead of buying the plays individually, you may consider long-term passes. The way Jay's been running, that 1-month pass is a great value. Get all of Jay's premium plays here for 30 days. All his baseball. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout, so pretty good value there with that 1-month pass. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. See that success, so we'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Everybody know that we see you not now hosting that weekend show.
Yes, sir. Had a lot of fun hosting the weekend show this weekend. Brought in all the guys, talked to all the guys. Hopefully we gave out a lot of winners. And I look forward to doing it some more moving forward and just providing more great content here for Pick Dogs.
That's right, all the great content there indeed Jay provides here over at Pick Dogs. All right, Jay, have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again here on the show tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Tony T. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Jay Briggs here on the drive. We'll continue on. Thanks to everybody out there for my birthday wishes out there on July 3rd. Appreciate everyone's contributions in the chat room. James, Latifah, Fernando, Mo, and Nick as well, and Rod Zawacki. Let's continue on here. So you got Rod Zawacki. Now it's time to bring him in. Rod Zawacki, you'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We're going to be taking a look at Major League Baseball here with Rod. So let's go ahead and bring him in. He's been good to us here on the show. Rod, what's happening?
Hey, not too much. Enjoying this Monday. Nice day here, so can't complain.
Can't complain at all.
Definitely watched the crazy action this morning in the MLB, but hey, it's been the year of the comeback where teams have taken off to a lead. Like we've seen today, we've seen the Astros took off to the big lead. Texas made the big comeback, and then they choked it up late. And then the other one, we set the Cubs with the big lead, and they and the Brewers came roaring back and never looked back after that. Once they got the lead, never looked back in that one.
Not at all. That was a rough one.
Crazy action to start off today in MLB. Some of those are rough if you're on either side of those ones, especially on the losing side of some of those when you're way up ahead and you're thinking things are rolling along, and then all of a sudden, wham!
I stayed away from the premiums there. So I mean, it was just kind of a funky situation playing these day games, right? It just kind of throws you out a little bit.
It does. Sometimes that happens in day games. Sometimes you get the lucky comeback, and then sometimes you don't.
That's right. All right, here we go tonight. This red hot Braves team. Who can stop the Braves, man? Who can stop them? It wasn't Miami. We'll see what the Guardians here. Braves on the road against the maybe the road will. We'll see. Braves on the road here against the Guardians. Braves here minus 144, total of 9.
Yeah, you look at this one. Should be a pretty good game in this one. Pitchers duel on our hand. You look at Bryce Elder's getting the start here for the Braves, and 6-1 with a 2.44 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP on the season. And you look on the road, even better. He's 3-0 with a 1.43 ERA and a 0.98 WHIP on the road this season as Bryce Elder. And on this side, Williams gets the start. This will be his 3rd start of the year, and he just keeps improving in his starts. We see his first start, he gave up 4 runs. His last time out, he went 7 innings, gave up no runs. I think we see another improved outing from him here, and I think he goes deep, goes 6-7 innings. And then when you throw it to the bullpens, both these bullpens holding teams to about 3. And the Braves, even that bullpen's been lights out over their last 5 games, holding teams to nothing. Haven't given up any runs as that bullpen over the last 5 games. Cleveland's bullpen 2.55 over the last 5. And you look the numbers: Guardians 7-2 to the under in their last 9 interleague games. Their last 34 at home, 23 9-2 to the under. Braves 4-1 to the under in their last 5 games. And they're also 11-5 in Bryce Elder's starts this season. So I'm going to go with the under as the play. I see this as a 4-2, 5-3 type game. Either way, we stay under this total. It's ticked up to 9. I like it. Take
the under in this one. Yeah, we're seeing some. Of course, I think people are seeing what's going on here in some of these early games. A lot of scoring. But again, you've got some pretty good pitching here. As you said, really coming out of the bullpen here with both the Braves and the Guardians. Of course, Guardians, this is the team that has trouble scoring at home as well.
Definitely, right? We've seen the Guardians. They're kind of like the Padres, where they've definitely. There's been games where unleash the bats and score tons of runs. There's games that they're lucky to score 1 run. I think that's what we got here. I think both pitchers come in, duel in this one early, and it comes down to who gets that run late. I like the under 9. I like it even better. I had it at 8.5, and it ticked up to 9. Even better. Find that number, take the 9. Love
all right. I love their under 9 here. Braves and Guardians under total here of 9. And this one, of course, will have a start time here, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We always ask Ron about some of the peripheral sports. What was your take from the Canadian football over the weekend?
Hey, we did pretty good. Like I said, Winnipeg, watch out. They were going to be mad. And the Blue Bombers came back and got us a nice win in that one. The Elks, again, the under in that one. I had Ottawa as a premium in that one. I loved Ottawa in that one. I knew the Elks were going to be remember that guy, the quarterback's name?
Doji.
Jared Doji, right?
Yeah.
Overrated guy. All them garbage points. The Elks managed to muster 7 points in that game only. With Doji at the quarterback, and again, that offensive line, they got sacked. He got sacked about 5-6 times at least, what I said. And so we're looking at this game tonight. There actually is a CFL game tonight. We're looking at the BC Lions taking on the Toronto Argonauts, and in this one, you know what? You got to go with the Lions here. That the BC Lions defense, it is for real. It's the reason why they're ranked number 1 in the CFL on defense, allowing only 236 yards of offense at all, 161 passing yards, 75 yards of rushing. These are the top 2 scoring offenses in the league. So I'm going to go opposite. I like the under as well. But the Lions, just the way they play defense, you're going to see the reason why I think this team is definitely the clear-cut leader to win this year's Grey Cup. I think the BC Lions lay the 3.5. You're not following me with that little hook. They just beat Winnipeg at home in Winnipeg. Now they're going to come and defeat the defending Grey Cup champs in Toronto. Take the BC Lions in the under.
BC Lions and the under there from Razuwaki with some peripherals for you here. No doubt about that. All right. Of course, we're headed into the Wimbledon tournament here. I know it's early rounds. Anything, have you looked at it at all?
No. I haven't looked at anything in Wimbledon. Somebody said, I think I seen a comment on one of the morning shows, to take Joker early. I think thinking he's going to win Wimbledon. So, all
right, we're that time of the year now. we're trying to pull some things out, but again,
I know it's that time of year. I don't honestly. I'm not a tennis guy. I knew they were playing Wimbledon. I see it on TV, and I'm not gonna lie, I was.
I haven't followed it since McEnroe days. Honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been since I followed tennis.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, all right, there we go. All right, so we got him on board with the plays here from the CFL game, as well as Braves Guardians under 9 was BC was the play there from Rod earlier on the CFL under 9 Guardians and Braves. This one will have a start time here at top of the hour. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. As we said, we're still in a weather delay here with this Reds and Nationals. That means we have 8 games on the board for Major League Baseball. What do you have going over at Pick Dog Premium?
And over Pick Dog Premium, I've got one play going today. It's my play of the day. I don't know, we're scooping up $15 gets to that play. That play is 25-12 in the last 26-12 because we hit yesterday's with the Guardians. So 26-12 in the last 38 days on that play. So jump aboard. That thing's been money making machine. So I don't know, scoop it up. Let's make some money on this Monday with that play. Absolutely love it.
That's right, guys. Money making Monday here. Get on board here with Rod Zawacki over at Pick Dogs. As you can see, he'll be in action tonight with his plays. Of course, the long-term passes will serve you well. But again, these one-day passes, that $15 bookie bomb is up there. Remember, these one-day passes, credit guarantee, must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Or the longer-term passes are better value there, not guaranteed because they're sold at a much discounted rate. Also, you can find Rod here with his early season pass, ready to roll with the NFL.
I'm excited. Can't wait. The NFL is going to be a great season. Definitely been diving into that already. So looking forward to a great season in the NFL. And college football is going to be great as well. So definitely jump aboard.
That's right, guys. Coming. Jump on board. NFL early season VIP passes up there right now from Rod. Use the promo code PICK, save your 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
You as well, Tony. We'll catch you tomorrow. Good luck with all your bets tonight. Definitely have yourself a happy birthday as well.
Thank you as well with that.
Have yourself a nice dinner. Enjoy a nice birthday dinner.
I shall indeed. Of course, catch Rod in the morning show. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. And Rod is live on that show every day, right? You, Mitch, and Chris.
Yeah, definitely tune in, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Like, subscribe, the way you get notified when we go live with that morning show. Always a good time with me, Mitch, and Chris. Going over the day's cards. So definitely tune into that. Appreciate everybody. Smash that thumbs up. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. Happy July 4th Eve to everybody.
Absolutely. Indeed. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yep. See you tomorrow, Tony. Good luck.
You got it. Rod Zawacki here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Appreciate everyone's contributions today here on the show. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. We'll get to my pick, and then we'll get into the recap here for a Monday's action. Of course, let me just go ahead and switch the game here. We're going to look at the late night game tonight. It's the last one on the board. It is the Pirates and the Dodgers going head-to-head today. We see the big line here. It's come down a bit, minus 165. We had a feeling this was going to happen, right? Kershaw was dealing with that inflammation. Looks like it's going to be Grove to be the opener, and it looks like pretty much a bullpen game here for the Dodgers. Keller is on the hill here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. In this game, we're going to be looking to go over the total here of 8.5. I can tell you it's hot in LA right now. It's hot. We're definitely in summer, and when it's hot, we're going to see the balls fly over here. Keller, ERA 3.35, gives about 0.86 home runs per 9 innings. It will be Grove, and we know Grove has been pitched poorly this year, or an ERA over about 7.5 right now. Keller, an ERA of 4 on the road. The bullpen for the Pirates, an ERA 4.44 on the road. Dodgers bullpen, we know, is struggling. The weather is hot in LA, and the Dodgers, of course, a home run hitting team. So we're going to be looking here at the over the total here, 8.5 with the Dodgers and the Pirates. And this one will have a start time 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs. I got a best bet on the board right now over at Pick Dogs, so go ahead and get on board with that. Of course, I'll always have my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30 all-sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time to select. When you go to my Handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember, the promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off on any of the passes up there. Even the long-term passes are a great value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. Before we get to recap, let's kind of give you an update here on some of the scores for tonight's game. As we said, a wild one here with the Astros and Rangers. Rangers with that big comeback. Astros get the win 12-11. That has gone final. And, of course, Cubs blow a 6-0 lead. Brewers come all the way back, win 8-6. The team that cannot hit left-handers did some damage on Smiley and Kay, the reliever Kay coming in. And, of course, they close it out. Do the Brewers. They win it 8-6. And we are now starting to see graphics now. So it looks like the Reds and the Nationals are about to start right now as the players have hit the field. We're starting to we got the TV signal back from the Major League Baseball's package. So they're out of the weather delay, and they're about ready to play ball right now. So any second now we'll have first pitch right now as Jake Irvin is now warming up here for Washington. So this game will begin right now. Reds and Nationals about to start. So guys, that gets you caught up with everything. So let's go ahead and let's get to the recap for tonight's show. We started off here with Brian with the Orioles, minus 110 against the Yankees. David liked the Royals Twins over 9. Jay was on the Mariners Giants under 7.5. Braves, Guardians under 9. I'll be on the Pirates, Dodgers over 8.5. And look at that, a lot of totals in today's games, and we're seeing a split with the overs and split with the unders tonight up on the board. And let's see, the one that I like the most, there's a couple that I like. Let me just go back and look at some of the notes here that I was looking at some of these games here. Boy, that's, Orioles 14-1 as a road favorite, minus 110 or higher. We know Herman really struggled before that perfect game. Let's see, no Judge in the lineup. Oh boy, let's see here. Royals Twins over 9. And that's an interesting game there too as well. Let me take a look here at that one. Cox on the mound. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I'm not going to look at that one. Let's see here. Mariners Giants under 7.5. What do I think about that game? Let's see here. Wu and Webb. Well, you know what? I'm going to go here with these Orioles here, minus 110 here against the Yankees. That's the one that I like the most. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition here of the Drive. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the show today. Appreciate everybody's contribution in the chat. Latifa in there, Mo Harris as well, Fernando. Appreciate the contributions. Rod, James, Danny Gomez in there, who feels the Guardians will win today. Big Will in there. Appreciate the shout out there as well from everybody, as well as LaShawn Sherman in there as well. Nick Beats Vegas, Nicholas Handy out there as well in the chat room. Shout out to everybody. Spiff Didon in there as well. Zach Brown, appreciate all the well wishes from everyone. Fernando in there as well. Latifa. So great contributions for everybody in the chat. Appreciate the contributions and the birthday wishes as well. Greatly appreciated. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Drive. We'll be back again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. They'll get what their plays for you here for the Tuesday action. And don't forget, it always gets started 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show. You got Mitch, you got Rod, and you got Chris, and of course all the great video series here at Pick Dogs. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. The betting tool shows, Nerfies, Yerfies, as well as his roundtable with the professionals, as well as Nick Metcalf with his Nerfies, Yerfies. We have also Ron Romanelli with his baseball breakdown. You can catch that as well. Mills with his prop videos, Mills with the UFC rundown, and Mills and Brett with their UFC shows on weekends. All right, that's going to do it for our show. Let's bring in our crew from tonight. Going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening, and we'll catch up with you again